Hello, everybody. How y'all doing today? This is J3GS Farm. How you doing? How you doing? Let me wait a few seconds so folks start coming in. In the meantime, I'll be popping in some blueberries. Nancy B. the Scratcher, how you doing? Country Hustle, how you doing? Homestead Rachel, how you doing? Happy Mac, how you doing? How y'all doing this beautiful hot day? Renee's Secret Garden, how you doing, sis? All right, there's 8 people in here. Let me get 2 more, and I most definitely will start, y'all. But I'm just sitting here munching on some blueberries that I picked. Or should I say me and my grandson picked. I was doing a video, and well, it's on the video. I was doing a video of me picking some blueberries with my grandson, and we picked a good bit. And he was talking about being tired and the bugs bothering him and all that stuff, and he didn't want to be out there because it was hot. So he went to go put his blueberries in the bucket, and he started laughing. And I said, "What's wrong with you, boy?" And he talking about the video camera wasn't recording. So it ended it for a few minutes, and we were out there about 30 something minutes, and I think the video is only about 2 minutes long, 2 or 3 minutes long, because it was hot out there, and I wasn't going to keep going. I wasn't going to keep going picking blueberries and stuff. I decided to take a little break just before I came back on to explain about the camera mishap. But hey, all good. I got a third of a bucket of blueberries still sitting on the table. I ain't even washed and put them up yet. Just everybody been walking by dipping their hands in, getting some blueberry and keep walking. Ain't nobody gonna take care of them, so I guess I had to take care of myself. Jay the J Jordan, how you doing, bro? K Renee, how you doing? But well, I got 11 people in here. Let me go ahead and start talking. And it's for the last few days, everybody been talking about the dating life, the married life, the single life, whatever life you live. But I'm just me personally. Hey, I've been married 38 years. Wonderful wife. We had 2 children, but we raised a total of 5. And after it's 38 years, and we're still not an empty. I'm still not an empty nester. Let's get it straight. The grandmama, she loved the kids being here and everything. I wait for them to be gone, but hey, it is what it is. Everybody gone, but now we're raising our grandson. He's in the home. I'm not complaining, but I'm not going to speak much about being single because I think I was single for what? I got married at the age of 25. But when I graduated high school, went in the military, I was living that single life, living it to the utmost. I was doing a lot of stuff that I ain't had no business doing. And by the grace of God, I didn't have any children. I think I knew what I was doing back then, but I ain't no telling. How they said folks used to have little black books. I had me a black book too of everyone I messed with and when I messed with them. So that's one thing that kind of kept me straight. At one time, I thought I did have a daughter. I think she said it was a daughter. I thought I had me a daughter at one time, but after I went and looked at the dates and everything when we were socializing, the dates didn't add up. So I didn't have any children, and I called someone else, and they checked on it and everything for me too, and find out the child was too young to be mine. So that's my single life. I'm not gonna say dating. I'll say dating came when I decided to stop playing single, and I started dating. When I was in the military, I wanted to talk to this one girl, and she said, "Yeah." I said, "We can go out to dinner and stuff." She said, "Yeah, we could do that." I don't know. I just got a standard about myself, and she used to work in I was in infantry, and she used to work supplies at Fort Stewart. She would work one of the big warehouses and stuff, and I used to take the requisitions over to her office and give it to her one officer, and she was I think she was a Spec 4. She was a PFC or Spec 4, and this I think it was Monday or Tuesday. Me and her made a date for the weekend, and I went to her office on a Thursday, and I saw she had a ring on her finger, and I said, "What's up with the ring?" She said, "Yeah, I got a man. I got a man." I said, "Well, that kills it. We're not going out this weekend." Why? Why? I said, hold it. Let's be serious now. You got a boyfriend. He done put a ring on your finger. I said, really, I ain't got nothing else to do with you. And for over a year and something, she would not speak to me after that because I refused to go out with her. It's just something totally different. And she knew I was into martial arts and everything. And I was getting ready to leave to go to where was I going? I think I was going to Germany, or I was going somewhere. And she found out that I was leaving and everything. And she knew I was into martial arts. And she said, "Well, Sarge," I said, "Yes." I thought something was going to happen because I was getting ready to leave, and she knew it. She said, "Well, man, you ain't did nothing but one of them stars that you have in your pocket right there. Let me have one of them stars right there." There, I was in karate, and I used the nunchucks and the stars and everything. I had one I used to wear as a necklace and everything. And she said, "I want that. I want that star right there to remember you by." So I gave it to her. We never did anything. Uh, After that, I came back to the States, and I think I just turned 25, or I was in my 25th year. And after running around, dating so many people and just living that so-called life, the life of a soldier and everything. And I think I got burnt out. I went to my grandmother's house, and we were just sitting there talking. And I said, "Mama, I'm tired. I'm tired of this. I'm ready to get married. I'm ready." And actually, I take that back. I got married at 25. So I told her this. I was 20. I think I was 24 when I told her this. And I said, Mama, I'm tired. I'm tired. I said, I'm ready to get married. And like my grandmama, she always said, just pray about it, baby. Just pray about it. Just pray about it. And that's all she would ever say. And she said, I'm going to pray for you. Because now, once the folks gave me the okay, I was at station at Fort Stewart. But they said I could move off post. So I moved with my grandparents then. And my granddaddy used to laugh at me because I'm in the bed sleep and there's a few different ladies always come knock on the door and ask for me. But one thing that I can always say, none of them ladies ever stepped foot in my grandmother's house. If they did, I'm pretty sure she would lay in hand and start praying for them and pouring oil on them. But I'll just say that's just the way it was. And then a year and something later is when I met my wife. The church that she went to in Savannah, I used to go there all the time. I usually went there at the end of the year, and our church used to go do service with their church at the end of the year. And I never noticed my wife. She was there, but I never noticed her. And a good while later, my aunt she invited me to her house. She was living on Hunter Army. She was living on Hunter Army. Let me see. Stace Hall, how you doing, sis? Official Jamil, how you doing? Wellness with Frugal Mama, how you doing? Butler Family Farm, how you doing? Nikki, how you doing, sis? My aunt and her husband was living on Hunter Army Airfield, and they invited me to dinner, and I went to dinner. I didn't have no inclination in my mind of getting married or anything. But one thing I did when I told my grandmother I was tired of doing what I was doing, I bought a diamond ring. And I used to keep a little safe in the back of my car. And I had the diamond ring sitting in there. So when I met my wife, we were talking, we were riding around. My aunt asked me to go get some ice. So she went with me and stuff, and we were riding around. And after we came back, I told my wife, I said, marry me. She laughed at me. She laughed at me. She said, what? She said, marry you? I said, yeah. I said, marry me. And she said, you playing. I said, I'm not playing. I went in the trunk of my, I had a Pinto. No, I had the Granada. And I opened the trunk up, pulled a little safe out, pulled out the diamond ring, and she looked at it. She said, I said, I'm not playing. I said, marry me. So I said, give me a number. She said, okay. But she didn't give me her number. I found out where she lived at in Savannah. So what I did was, since I was soldiering, I couldn't do things on my time. So whenever I leave, I was respectful. I would get there around 5 o'clock, but I was gone by 7. And she had some other people in the house too. So I was respectful. I thought about doing some things that if I didn't respect her, I would have probably been a daddy and no wife, but I did what was right. It took her about 2 weeks before I got her number. And she was talking to her mom, her dad, her auntie, and her uncle. She was talking to all of them. And finally, she gave me the number. We talked and everything. And from that, this is it, 38 years later. 38 years later. Cool Gamer, welcome in. How you doing? Anybody I didn't speak to, welcome in. I'm just talking about marriage, single, and all this other good stuff that we've been talking about all this week. And I'm just running down my life. Yes, Nikki, 38 years. September be 39. And I'll be serious with you. Marriage was not easy when I was in the military. It wasn't easy due to the fact that I was gone majority of the time. I brought well, let me step back. After I met my wife and everything, we were talking and I just popped up and I told her, I said, you're gonna have to marry me now or we'll never get married. And I told her that for the simple reason was I was heading back to Germany and I was leaving I think I was leaving in 2 or 3 months. I said, you're gonna have to marry me now or we're not getting married at all. And she didn't say anything. She went back. I guess she talked to her family or whatever. And she said, okay. I talked to her on the phone. She said, okay. I said, well, I'm getting ready to leave in October. So we got married in September. So we got married. We got married and my mom lived in New York at the time. So I said, go live with my mother then until I get you over where I'm at, because I had to go to Germany first and get some things straight and find out what it is where my wife can live and all that stuff. So she came over 2 months later. And like I said, we've been together ever since. One of the worst thing ever was I took her to Germany. She couldn't speak the language. She didn't drive. My wife, she didn't do anything. She was just in the house basically watching. I think there was only 2 channels on TV. And the bad thing about it is once she came to Germany, I was supposed to pick her up from the airport. Thought I had to sneeze, excuse me. I had to pick her up from the airport, but I was in the field and I spoke to the guy in personnel. And he said, okay, no problem, Sarge. I'll pick up your wife, this, that, and the other. And the only thing made me mad, but I wasn't using my head. I had my apartment and everything that they gave me. I said, all you got to do is just take my wife to the apartment and she'll be all right. There was no food in the apartment. I was waiting for somebody to come pick me up from out the field. It was about 8 in the morning when we made the decision that I was coming back to pick up my wife. And I didn't get there until about 8 or 9 o'clock that night. And like I said, he picked my wife up from the airport and took her to the house. But there was no food. There was nothing in the house. I was waiting till my wife come. We do all this stuff. So I find out he took my wife to dinner. I was a little upset because he took my wife to dinner, but I was not using my head. If he didn't take her to dinner, she wouldn't have had nothing to eat. And I didn't make it in till it was 8 or 9 o'clock that night when I got in. And she was a little scared and everything because this was a whole new thing for her. And once I thought about it and everything, I thanked the sergeant for picking up my wife and everything. And it's been on ever since. Miss T, how you doing? Mark Hart, Roland Thover, how you doing? David Hoskin, how you doing? G Quat, how you doing? My BFF Garden, how you doing? I'm up here ranting, just talking about married life. As you see the title, married, single, or whatever. Like I said, now this is 38 years, and out of 38 years, if I tell you it's been the happiest, we've been on cloud 9, I'll be lying to you. When you get married, it's a whole new ball game. All the playing stop. It's now real life where you and your wife have to come together and be as one. You have to learn each other. You have to. It's like I can turn my back. I could pick out a number, turn my back, and she picked the right number. That's what when we start becoming one. We have to learn to do things together. We learn to respect one another. All right, Miss T, you drive safe then. Pescatarian Garden, welcome in, sis. Uh, once you get married, there's a whole bunch of things that it used to be I. It's not I anymore. It's us. It's we. And a lot of people that don't make it, I tell anybody, if you can stay married for at least 5 years, you're gonna stay married forever. Because in that first 5 years, it's all a learning stage. A lot of people do get blindsided, and well, I take you back one. If you've never been in the military or you've been in the military, you may have seen magazines and stuff. You can marry my daughter. We'll pay you $5,000. You got to stay married for 2-3 years. You can play. You can do all the fun you want. Just can't have any children. And I almost fell for that one time when I was stationed at Fort Stewart. I saw the ad, and I actually almost fell for it because I wanted me a car, and I said that was the easy way to get a car. And I talked to the people, and you could do anything you want. You can have all the fun with her, everything. You just can't have any children. And I'm thinking now, if I really love this woman, we're gonna have some children. So, like I said, I got straight. I stopped acting foolish. I was tired of playing around and got married. Natasha Kemp, how you doing? Even bank accounts became one. This is true. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm cooking. No problem. No problem. I'm not cooking. I'm eating blueberries while talking. David Hoskins, as you said, bank accounts become one. When me and the wife came back to the States and everything, we didn't have any children. Well, yes, we did. My son was born in Germany. But he was a little big enough, and my wife, she wanted to work. She was working at a tailor shop. And it was something new for her, having a bank account and stuff like that. And I didn't know if she went and open up her own bank account. So that's one of the things right there that kind of surprised me. We're married and you open up your own bank account, and you know I had a bank account. Now, we already had two accounts. We had a savings account and we had a checking account. So she had opened up her own account. So that's 3 accounts. The only problem was when she used up her money out of her account, she took money out of our account and put it in her account. And I said, hold it, that ain't gonna work. You can't just spend up your money and then come get our money and spend it what you want to do. She rebutted against it for a while, but after I sit down and explain, I said, hey, we got bills. This has to be paid. That has to pay. It was a whole bunch of stuff that had to be paid. We're newly married and all that, and we want this, that, and the other. So you can't just go spending up the money, this, that, and that. I'm a soldier. I'm not going to go get a second job. Hey, there was a lot of soldiers out there working twice. They were delivering Domino pizzas, wedge pizza. There was another one too. They was you're a soldier in the daytime and then you working at night with somebody else. No, I passed. But after 6 months of that, she finally came to her right mind. Whatever she had in her account, she took and put it in our account. Because that's one of the things right there. If you want a marriage to work, don't let money be the number one problem in there. A lot of marriages break up due to money. He's spending all the money. She's spending all the money. I told my wife, since I was doing all the working and everything, I told my wife, I said, you handle the money. You handle the money. She said, nope. She said, you the man. You handle the money. So no problem. I handle the money, and even to this very day. Now, my wife, when my kids got old enough, my wife started working when all my kids went into middle school, getting ready to go to high school. Then my wife started working. But while they were young, my wife stayed home to take care of the children. When uh, when I retired, she retired, and she gets her check every month. Even though she get a check, I still give her money because the way I look at it, even though I pay the bills, food is also a bill. So I give her money for food and I give her money for her. So the way I look at it, I think she earned it. 38 years, she earned it still. Uh, I get, I think I gave her more money when we retired. That's when I actually gave her more money because you know how women is, and you got grandchildren and stuff. You feel you got to buy your grandchildren everything. And I tell her, stop, don't buy this, don't buy that. But hey, grandma gonna be a grandma. Almost a green acre. How you doing, Deborah Garrett? How you doing? I'm just in here rambling about marriage, single, and whatever. And I'm using my life. I'm speaking about my life because can't nobody tell my story better than me. My wife could, but she ain't gonna come out here and talk to you about it. If you got any questions, put it in the chat. I answer it as I go. But in order to be married, you have to have a mindset for each other. You got to learn to realize that it's no more I. It's always going to be we. Even when the children are grown and left the house, it's still going to be we. You, the wife, the husband, and that's it. I tell everybody anytime I say, our marriage is 50-50. I let it be 50-50, but my wife, she knows if there's a problem, I'm 100% automatically. Depending on the situation, if another young lady come in or whatever, I let my wife handle it. Even if it's something that I can, I let my wife handle it. And it seemed we both know our places. Even in any situation, whatever, we know our places. I'm right there with you, J3GS. My wife and I just hit that 35-year mark together. Right on, David. Right on. If you're married, how can you give advice on being single? Almost a green acre. I can give single advice because I wasn't always married. When I was single, I was an idiot. I was out there doing stuff I didn't have no business doing. Big Rooster, what's up, bro? So, am I speaking? Can I speak about being single today? No, but I know what it's like being single. All the stuff that the single people doing now ain't no different than what I did. The only difference is it's a different year, but all the single people are doing the same thing that I did back then. Everybody want to party. Everybody want to think it's all about them. It's not. Like I said, Green Acres, I've been married 38 years. September be 39. And like I said, yeah, I've also counseled married and single people before. Those that want to get married, I also counsel them. Yes, I'm in the ministry. It may not seem like it, but yes, I've been in the ministry ever since 1992. Thank you very much. And this marriage thing, if you get in it with the wrong, if you get in marriage with the wrong purpose, because he got money or she got money, or she looked good, he looked good. Mm-mm. My number one thing is never make money the number one thing in the marriage, because once you become a few bills behind, once you Money will destroy everything. I put it. That's why I'm not crazy about this money on YouTube, because money will destroy everybody and everything. You got everybody that's trying to get money out here now because money is just a tool. But people think money is everything. Money is not everything. If I don't care if I lived in a wooden box, but if my wife she want to live there with me, I make that wooden box the best box on the block. She might not have a big swimming pool or nothing in the back, but she will have a kiddie pool back there that she can get in and enjoy herself. Marriage is what you make it. If you don't work on your marriage, you won't have a marriage. Okay, Rooster. Yeah. Brother, being ministry from the no. Yes. I was raised in the church. So true, because money can be lost and beauty and change and with age. Yes. It helps with a few things on the farm. Yes. Jones Truth, how you doing? Welcome in. Money is just good as a trading device. Yeah. Believe it or not, that's money is why most of the marriages break up. Because she want the money and he want the money. You spending too much money. You ain't making enough money. If everybody would take money out of the situation, I guarantee the folks that get married will stay married for a good while. Unless, like I said, unless it's like the military days where you get married to make money and that's it. You can have all the fun you want. You just can't have no children with her. And to be serious, that was I was stationed at Fort Stewart, and I got the little pamphlet and stuff where you married a girl, stay married for 3 years. It was from Korea, and they paid you $5,000. Hey, it is what it is. And now, truthfully speaking, Hinesville got so many Koreans in there and in the town. That's right, Jones Truth. The Bible said the two shall become one. And that's one of the things right there when your husband or wife can finish your sentence, or they can say or do the right move because you've been together and you really love one another. That's one of the biggest things right there. If you love one another, not what you could do, not what you got, but pure love from the heart, that marriage is going to work regardless. No matter whether it's your parents trying to come in your marriage, no matter whether it's your friends who are jealous come in your marriage, long as you love each other and you thrive on each other, you can make it. That's the number one goal right there, is dependent on each other, not everybody else. We know this economy in this world, they're gonna try their best to knock it down. But as long as that woman and that man love each other and look at each other and say, whatever it is, we're going through it together, you can make it. That's right. You can anticipate the other one's train of thought. Yes. Especially depending on the situation or whatever. And just to jump back, what Miss Jones Truth said earlier and stuff about the ministry and all that. My wife, she'll tell folks straight out. She said, I'm not the preacher. My husband is. Even when in church or even in the street, whatever, she said, I'm not the preacher. He is. And out of these 38 years, the only way I think I get another woman in my house is if the Lord take her away from me, and that's it. Other than that, me and this old lady in here gonna get old together. We most definitely don't look like each other after 30-something years. I think she look a little better than I do, but we're not looking like each other yet. I have noticed that our things about us has changed. It kind of like flipped. On things I used to say no to all the time, I'm saying yes, and she's saying no to it. And things, it's nothing bad. It's just that I think we become one of each other so much that The roles just flip now and then. That's all. Girl, dad cooking up some deliciousness. What's up, bro? Uh, Big Rooster, I do well with what I do. Yeah, she sing better than me. The who is it? I think it was the Mighty Cloud of Joy. They came to Fort Stewart. Back in the 90s. No, it had to been back in the. I think it was in the 90s. Mighty Cloud of Joy. They came to Fort Stewart and stuff, and they were singing. And my wife, she sung a little bit with them. It wasn't long. She was. I don't care what it says. She ain't traveling. She ain't traveling. She's staying home. The key when you are married is no longer what I don't know why I'm reading when I put it up there. The key when you marry is no longer what I want, it's what we want. The reason there are so many divorces, too much I and we and not we. That is, Miss Jones, I would pause you, but I'm not going to pause you on that statement. But that's one of the biggest things right there. True. It's always I. If a lot of people would learn to use the word we that are married, I don't care no matter what. Even if your husband or wife is not present, you still say we or us. Trying to say, I only tell the truth when it's the truth. Oh, Big Rooster, we don't know what you be talking about. You mentioned a bit ago that you have a issue with YT monetization. It's a personal thing. I don't let money rule me, but just I tell you this much: if I let YouTube pay me, I'll lose more money than what they will actually pay me. In the conversation. Jones Truth, exactly. And that's the problem with so many relationships. Yes. We got to learn to say we and us. There's no I. Hey, as the military said, there's no I in team. There's always a we. Track the shade at 70 with a nice breeze. Okay. But that's basically it, people. I'm running it down. I'm using my life for example, but we have to just stop. Once you become married, you need to stop the foolishness. When you get married, you need to get new friends. You need to stay away from your family. This is when you get married. I'll say, don't stop socializing with your family, but your family don't need to be in your business. Your friends don't need to be in your business because you're trying to learn each other. And if you got the same old friends, it ain't gonna work. Your friends are gonna be jealous of you, and they're gonna tell you anything. They'd rather see you single than to see you happy. My best thing is when I got married, I'm glad that me and my wife we went to Germany. So all the friends we made new friends. Even though a few of the friends they were in the military too, and coming to Germany, and we became closer friends because they was American. We all was in Germany. Hey, we got to stick together. Let me see. Delicious since I'm getting okay. See, I'm on my 7th. Rob in the Garden. I'm on my 7th year of marriage. Roles do flip. I found myself saying yes to this I normally say no to, and the opposite. Yes, it is. You go. Sometimes it's for the good, it's for the bad. And if you got children, your roles most definitely gonna flip. The kids gonna make you flip your roles gonna flip. 29, foraging and urban farming, 28 years of marriage. Congratulations. I feel it's 101. Okay. How long were you in Germany? I did 3 tours. And I was supposed to be going to Hawaii. And I don't know, for some reason, I think I didn't want to go to Hawaii because my high school girlfriend, which lived in the same building I did when I was in high school, uh, she was 6'2". She was 6'1", 6'2". She was extremely tall. Back then, she was even taller. I had to step on one step so me and her could see eye to eye. But I spoke to her mom, and her mom told me that her and her husband was in an accident, and he didn't take her to the hospital until 3 days later. Boy, I was so hot, and my roommate and stuff, he was talking trash to me. Come on, Sarge, you can't do that. I said I was going to Germany, and I was going to find him a better place. He was a soldier too, but I said I was going to find him a better place to live. And by the grace of God, I didn't go to Hawaii at that time because I knew I would have got in trouble. What? Okay. First, delicious. Oh, your birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Jones Truce. Happy birthday to you. All right, everybody in the chat. Miss Jones' birthday is tomorrow. Y'all wish her a happy birthday. Kate, let's in case I forget tomorrow. Anita Hopkins, first timer. Hey, everybody in the chat. Welcome in, Anita Haskin. Good to see you. Foraging. I had to go before. I had to go bare feet at my wedding, so my husband and I. So you and your husband could be the same height, huh? Oh, okay. You taller than your husband too. Okay. One of the persons that I never knew tall women until I finally realized my mom. I would say my mom was 6'2", whatever, and when she got sick and everything, the doctors they had to bring another bed in, and she said, "Well, how tall are you?" I said, "Oh, I think my mom's about 6'1", 6'2", and she said, "No, I ain't." My mom, when she got sick, she could barely speak, but she said, "No, I ain't. I'm 5'11". She she was hurting when she did it, but she got out there. She was 5'11". Unbiased, how you doing, sis? Glad to see you. All right, Unbiased. In a few months, I'll be looking for a new job. But everybody got different ways of doing things. When it comes to marriage, it's something that you got to really be sure about it. Don't get in marriage playing games and stuff like that. Folks that are not serious, they always want to test each other and all that stuff. Did my wife test me? I don't know. Did I test my wife? No. Me and my wife was working at the same place, and the people, a lot of the officers knew me, so they really didn't play with my wife because a lot of the guys at that place, they would actually sit at the counter in the front, and when new officers would come in and everything, they would actually sit there talking about, I'm gonna get that one, I'm gonna get that one, I'm gonna get that one. But apparently, I guess somebody told them who my wife was. I didn't have to worry about none of that. And that's another thing. My last job, yeah, I'm a big guy and everything, but some ladies like big back men too. I came in one day and I was going to the hospital. We had an inmate in the hospital, so we sent officers there. And this young lady, she yelled, she called me and everything. And I said, all right, what's up, what's up, what's up? She said, hey, she said, now listen now, every third number is my number. I didn't catch on. She said, write it down. She said, every third number is her number. So she gave me a whole bunch of numbers, but every third letter was her telephone number. And I said, all right, I'll give you a call. Before I even pulled out of the parking lot, I tore the paper up, threw it on the ground. I said, I'm not trying to find, I said, I'm happy with what I got. I ain't trying to find nothing else. I met my wife walking down the street. 2 weeks later, we got married. That's right. That's right. You know exactly what you want. Patrick, how you doing? Hello from Motown. All right. Foraging and urban farming. How you doing? David, we want them special kinds. We saw something that we liked, we pursued it, and it became ours. There was no games in it. When I met my wife, I wasn't trying to play no games. At one time, I did think about hitting it and quitting it, but I said I wasn't playing games anymore. So I didn't hit nothing. I didn't hit nothing until after I got married. I learned if you separate the important things, eventually separate things will become a big division that will cause problems you won't be able to handle together. Right. Tell them about it, Miss Jones. Well, I guess I'm kind of being selfish. I dropped the link in case you want to come up. I met my wife walking down the street. Okay, that's David. Hello. Okay. If anybody want to come up and we can, hey, we just talking about being married. I'm not talking about nobody else single life. I'm not talking about nobody else the way they was doing or anything. It's just me. I'm telling you about my life. David Hollis, that sounds like a song. I met my wife walking down the street. Hey, true. He just got to get somebody to sing it for him. But yes, it does sound like a song. Me personally, like I said, I love my wife 38 years. I won't let nobody else get in the middle of it. Like I said, at the prison I was working in, there was people that confronted me all the time. I had a young lady. I was on the balcony with another officer, and we were just talking. And this young lady came up to me, and she was talking about going on a date. And I kind of got confused for a minute. And I told her, I said, you know I'm married, right? I told her, I said, welcome in, Miss Jones. I told the young lady, I said, you know I'm married, right? And she started cussing out. You a liar, you a liar. You said you and your wife was divorced a long time ago. And the other officer I looked at him. I said, have you ever heard me tell anybody I was divorced? I said, you pass my house every day. Don't you see that lady that drive that red car right there? Well, I thought you was married. I see her and I see them kids and everything outside the house. I think you married. This girl got mad at me and she did a whole bunch of mad. I said, I ain't never tell nobody I was Dr. Leon or Leon Johnson. I never told anybody that I was divorced, single, anything else. But she got mad about it, but she had to get over with it. Miss Jones, how you doing? We still talking about marriage, life, dating life, and all this stuff.
Yeah, I do understand that. I'm glad I'm out of that game, the dating scene and everything else, because whoo.
Well, hold it down. Let's back up one. I was married and we had a date night.
No, I mean that's different. You know what you dating. You already know. You already know the story. I'm talking about when you don't know.
Right.
You can go on YouTube and listen to horror stories and then stories of folk that's confused. They really don't know what they want, So it's a whole thing. I'll be celebrating 29 years this year. So and I'm happy where I am. And my husband was married once before, but he's my first marriage. But like you said, and I got married 10 months after I met him, and we have no problems. It's always we and us.
That's it.
We and us is a lot stronger than I.
That's true.
By myself. So.
Just walk down the street. Okay. But yeah, we is like a cord. When you get that rope, that cord is winded up and got so many strands in it. But just the eye is one little rope. One little rope.
Yep. Strong to me. Well, this is just my opinion. I like being married. Because I think people like being married when they find the right person.
Right.
I'm not and I know some people, the worst thing you can do is drag old baggage into what you already have, with what you have now, because you'll ruin it. If it's meant for you, you'll totally ruin it.
Right.
I've seen that. Why would I don't compare my husband with past bad relationships. I have to take him at his own merit.
That's it.
And his merit works for me.
And I'll just put this piece out there too, concerning folks that judge a man by what their ex is and what their ex used to do or whatever. That's the wrong conception. I put it this way. There's a lot of people here on YouTube. I know they're dirty, but I give everybody a chance. People out on the street, I don't know them, but I give them a chance.
Yeah.
It's up to you to destroy what could be.
Exactly. I give you the benefit of the doubt until you make me change my mind.
That's
I take you at face value until you make me change my mind. And that's how you have to do people.
Because
what did Storm Radio said? That is the part my ex didn't understand, the we and us.
Right.
I think part of the problem is this new society. They're practically teaching everybody you're your own God. It's all about you and it's all about them. But see, that's easy for them to convince you of that. But when you are sick, my can't help me. They're not there for me. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We are creatures of relationships. We were born to have relationships. Now, over time, depending on how you live your lifestyle, the decisions you make, if you choose not to have a relationship, that's your choice.
Mm-hmm.
But we are created to have relationships.
Right.
How you are and what your vision is and the path you choose. And the thing is, and also in the society, which bothers me, how can I say this? The accountability. If I make a bad decision about somebody, it's my bad decision. Right. You are accountable for whatever bad decision you work. Any marriage that breaks up, there is always going to be fault on both sides. There's no such thing as one-sided. Yes, that person may cheat or whatever, but you got to look at the relationship in the home before you. I'm not saying you got to forgive them or anything, but still take accountability for any part you had in helping that relationship break up.
That's it. And that's one of the things. Ladies, forgive me. I'm not throwing the rocks at no ladies and everything, but majority, well, I'll take that back. Men do the same thing.
Yeah, it's both
Why?
sides.
Why? Why you ain't like Miss Jones' truth husband? Why you ain't like Miss Jones? Everybody can't be like everybody.
They sure can.
I know that there's a J through GS and a JGD, but both of them are the same person. One they're he's just a good actor, but both of them are the same person.
Yeah.
Kim Stage, how you doing? Welcome in.
Hello, Kim. Yeah.
I go ahead, man.
It has to be a unified. I mean, look, you can look through history, relationships, you can look through anything. Anytime there's division causes problems.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. See, I heard them saying something earlier, and they would say, well, I was listening to these people talk about I assumed, and they're talking about the bad dates and stuff they had. I was looking at this YouTube video, and I kept hearing this phrase, well, I assumed he knew, or I assumed she was this way. Stop assuming. Put everything out there, communicate it clearly and concisely, and then if it doesn't work out, you can honestly say, I have given it everything. I made myself perfectly clear. But we got to stop assuming. Some people, like this man said, he was trying to date this woman and he set up the date on a Monday. So when Friday came, he said, well, I'm going to be a little late. Well, the thing was, she got mad because he didn't continue to confirm throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought once you set it up, it's set. So there was a problem there. And everybody said, you should confirm. No, I assumed confirming. No, don't assume. Say, look, if we're going to go out on a date, can you please call me like halfway through the week or something to confirm that the date is still on because things happen. Mm-hmm. That's what should have been communicated. Then that wouldn't have been a problem because she canceled the date because he didn't confirm.
Right. That's kind of like me with me and the girl in the military. When I saw her Monday, she didn't have a ring on. And unfortunately, I do have some standards about myself, even as being single. As far as I'm concerned, we would have had a good time and everything if she didn't wear the ring. But we made the date on a Monday, and Thursday she had the ring on. I said, we're not going nowhere. We're not. I'm a soldier and she's a soldier. And that other fella, he may have been a soldier. If not, me, him, or her would have got hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I didn't go out with her. But
yeah,
look at me today. I learned from my mistakes, and some of my mistakes have done me good.
Yeah. You at least learn from your mistakes. You try to learn from your mistakes. If you're willing to accept your responsibilities, then you will learn from your mistake. But if you are constantly projecting and blaming the other person, you will never learn from your mistakes.
Right.
Because you don't want accountability. And in a marriage, you must take accountability for everything. At least what you're doing and how you're relating. You got to take accountability for it.
And one thing with that is we have the misconception because I'm the man of the house, you expect him to take the blame. The man of the house don't always take the blame, especially when he don't know what caused the problem. But a good man will say, since I'm the head of this house, which a lot of ladies don't let the man be the head of their house. Hey, I'm taking the blame. And I don't even know what the situation is. No, my wife, if my wife does something in here, my wife, she says, I did it. I know I shouldn't have did it, but I did it. And the end result is, okay, baby, you did it, I'll take care of it. And that's how it works in this house.
Yeah, that's how it works in my house. My thing is, but didn't you, when you got married, like I said, I had to learn how to talk to my husband being a man because men don't think the way we think. And then again, my husband gave in because he had to learn how to talk to me because, again, I don't think the way he thinks. So we both had to learn how to do a better way of communicating with each other. If I tell him, I want you to say this, or I need you to hear this, or he says, well, I don't see it that way or something, we talk about those things, which is what keeps us on the same level and heading in the same direction. When the communication breaks down, and again, we both know what we want out of this marriage. He knows what he does. I know what I do. And we keep that. If there's a problem on either way, the other one got to step up. I heard a young woman on a video say, if he gets sick, or I'm just going to drop him. And if my husband gets sick, I'm just going to have to divorce him because I don't have time for all that stuff and everything. And I'm thinking, this is somebody that should not be married.
Right.
You should not be married. If you have that frame of mind, you should not be married and or get married until you get your head on straight.
That is true.
Those vows are not, whether you say them or you change them to these little fancy things and all this other stuff they do now. The bottom line is still when you say I do, you are making a commitment. If you wanted to be halftime, or I'm only want to be married while he's healthy, you better tell him that and put it in them vows so he'll know if he gets sick or she gets sick. If she know you out the door. That needs so. Then again, that's how you think you want to live. Don't get married. Don't waste the other person's time.
I look at this. Well, I give all my uncle. I thank him. He was my fill-in father, and he taught me how to love a woman. I would watch him every day. He come from work, wherever we at, whatever. It's the way that I watch him in the way that he approaches his wife, the way he talks to, the way whatever he does, I can thank him because that's how I learned how to treat a woman. Yeah, when I was single and out there, I did what I want to do. But when I stopped playing and got married, I knew how to treat a woman because I had a good teacher.
Yeah, I would say my education was 50-50. My parents stayed married for 52 years before my mother passed. And but them two little short people, honey, sure knew how to fight. And when I talk about fight, I'm not talking about arguing, honey. I'm talking about straight up fisticuff. But the weird thing was when we went out as a family, you never knew. They were together, they were unified. All we ever saw was love. So what I learned to do was to focus in on all the good stuff about marriage and kick out the crazy.
That's it.
I kick out the crazy. So that I focused on, that's what I want in a marriage right there. When I saw them together, loving each other and stuff, that's the part I wanted. I didn't want the other part. But regardless, they stayed together for 52 years.
Yeah.
My mother was a stay-at-home wife. My mother never worked a day since the day I know I came into work. My mother never worked a day. She was a full-time stay-at-home wife. It was 6 of us. And all me and my sisters, we was like, oh, ain't no way we having 6 kids. It's too many. So, but it was 6 of us. And she was the home wife. She was the nurturer. When my dad came home from work, the food was not getting to the table. The food was on the table. And that's how she done. And that worked for them. It worked for them fine. She was better at the money. When my mother never worked a day in her life, and she had the best credit you could ever have. Because she taught us how to pay the bills, and do everything. My mother would sit. We didn't even have jobs. By the time I was 10 or 12, I could fill out a money order. I knew what a checkbook was. These are the things. And these are a lot of those things I hung on to, all the good stuff. I mean, they didn't fight every week, but on them occasions that they did, trust me, it was a battle royale. But you got to be able to look at the good things versus the bad things.
Right.
And you got to talk to each other. You got to, I don't mean yell and scream at each other. I mean, talk to each other. If one of us is angry, we don't talk. I wait till my husband is calm. I wait for a better time. See, because I know how to hold my peace until it's a better time. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's both of y'all standing there yelling, you're not going to solve anything.
That's true.
Yelling and screaming, you're not going to solve anything. So I will wait, and I would ask him, "Are you okay?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, good. Can we sit down and talk?" He's like, "Yeah." And he does me the same way. That's how we get through things.
That's true. I'm usually the quiet one.
Oh, pescatarian, you had that kind of mom too? She never worked. Yeah, it was us. And then my mother, type of woman who took in strays. Some of our friends would get kicked out. She'd take them in.
Mm-hmm. I know that most well. Because with my wife, hey, I thank God for it. Because all the stuff we're talking about, I'm good. I am good. She's I would hate to start all over, to tell you the truth.
Ooh, they say don't even mention that. That's not even in my vocabulary.
That's right.
Someone asked me one time, well, if something ever happened to your husband, would you be remarried? I was like, I don't think I would, because I can honestly say I would probably compare everybody to what I have now. And let me tell you something, them some big shoes to fill.
I'm telling you.
He could, when you treat it good and it's running right, those are hard shoes to fill. You end up comparing everybody to what you had. And not everybody's going to feel that.
And I hate to say it, but it's the truth. The way a lot of young ladies is today, it'll be hard trying to train them all over. And I'm pretty sure that goes towards the men too, but I'm speaking from the man perspective.
Yeah, and he uses the term train them, but he's not using it in a derogatory way.
No, not derogatory. No, not derogatory.
Yeah, but training a person is okay. Sometimes you have to tell people how you want to be treated. You have to express to them what you want, what desires. I guess you could call that training. It's not training to me. It's more communicating them what you want. So if he uses the term training, don't get your knickers in a bunch. Don't get your knickers twisted. It's just how he expresses. Even I understand that.
My wife has never worked outside the house. Wife worked hard on the farm. Okay, true. Mm-hmm. I miss being married because it's no value in dating today. So I chose to be single. God will have to send him. Dating is so different today and scary. You're right, Miss Kim.
You're right. And amazingly, I had stopped dating altogether, Jags. I was sitting at home, and I honestly say this is actually was my prayer. My prayer was, okay, God, I'm done. I'm just done. I said, now, if you have anybody for me, you're going to have to send him to me, because I'm done looking. I'm not even going out. I stopped going out. I didn't do anything. I said, I'm done. I said, if he better come and he better look for me. I said, because it's not what I want. And that's why I say, if you pray, please be specific. And the last thing I remember, I was born and raised in Ohio. The last thing I remember praying was, and Lord, please don't let him be from the state of Ohio. Now I'm in Mississippi.
You were being specific.
Yeah, you're specific.
Because 9 times out of 10, when you get married, you didn't want to stay in Ohio.
I didn't mind leaving. I really didn't, because I had already felt like there was really nothing there for me. I just couldn't put my finger on it and tell you exactly what that was.
Well,
Yeah.
I
But
tell everybody the worst year of my life was the 4 years I stayed in correction, the 6 years I stayed in Chicago was the worst years of my life. And I guess my wife had me so mesmerized. Where she was from was never an issue. I ain't asked her I knew she wasn't from Savannah, but where she was from was never an issue. I guess she had me in that trance that I didn't care about where she was from. And then after I get married, I guess it finally hit me. Oh, you from Chicago?
yeah,
Someplace I never wanted to go back to. But
yeah.
hey,
The only
it
reason
was
I go to Ohio is because that's where my dad is. My dad will turn 90 in August. And my dad and the rest of my family, they're still in Ohio. I'm the only person that left the state. Well, one of the ones that's still around that left the state.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah. But Kim says I miss being married
Hmm.
because there's no value in dating. So I choose to be single. God will have to send him. Please be specific in your prayers, sweetheart. Height, weight, job.
Give them the whole list.
Yeah, yeah. And if he don't fill them all, he will probably exceed what you asking for. So
Yeah, yeah.
because my husband exceeded that what I wanted, because all I really wanted was somebody that I didn't have to fight with and who treated me good. That was really, really, if I had to say something, just those things. I'm
Right.
not hung up on looks or whatever. So, you know,
Well,
because the one thing about it, if he don't have no teeth, you can get him some teeth. If you think he fat, you can love him into losing some weight. Learn how to cook for him, cook the right things. He end up losing weight. So I mean,
that's true.
some things are easy to fix.
This is true. This is true. But it's plain and simple. If you want to be married, put one thing in your head. It's something that you're going to have to constantly work on. Before you get married and when you get married, there's something that you constantly got to work on. If the wife don't have the right mindset or you don't have the right mindset, you have to work on it together. That when you wake up in the morning, how you doing, darling? Me and my wife, we had a thing at one time. We ain't going to bed mad at each other.
I know that's right.
When and my wife, she when she went to sleep, she fall asleep like that. And me, I be up for a while. I ain't no, we ain't going to sleep mad.
Yeah. Now my husband and I are the opposite. He'll fall asleep at the drop of a hat, and I'm the one that's still moving around or whatever. But we don't go to bed angry. We don't go to bed angry. It has to be resolved before the day is out. It's got to be resolved.
Uh,
You say, Kim, I have to think long and hard.
you got to think long and hard. Hey, it's all up to you.
Yeah, it's up to
It-
you.
It's up to you what you want. Everybody's not meant to be married. Everybody's not meant to be single. Whatever
Yeah,
category you fall in, that's you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. For
But
me, another thing that causes problems in your marriage is you still think you can hang out with the single folk, with the single folk.
nope,
I mean, get you a bunch of married friends.
that's it.
Married women have more in common than you, because your single days you done gave them up. If you gave it up, give it up. When you get
That's it.
married, there's a lot of, you say, well, I don't have to give up that. Okay, not
Yes, we
don't.
do.
But the first time it makes a problem, remember, you said you didn't have to give it up.
Right.
So be willing to accept all of the things that go along, all of the consequences that go along with you not giving certain things up. Now, my problem with friends is I'm a pastor's wife. Everybody thinks, I don't know, I'm so isolated sometimes. Everybody thinks you have to behave a certain way
Come
around
on up, Renee.
his wife. Yeah. Everybody think you have to, be bougie around me. Oh yes, Sister Jones, I know, and blah blah blah. Please be yourself. Please be yourself. Because I'm not bougie. Never have been. And too old to start now. I'll be 69 tomorrow. Too old to start talking about bougie.
Hey, Renee's Secret Garden, you got something you want to say? Your little bit of your piece of
Yes,
advice. Come on.
yes. Renee's Secret Garden. I'm gonna have to check you out. I try to look at so many folks' pages. The biggest problem I have with my garden, I have no bees. I have no pollinators.
Well, it's not
All
that
my
you have them.
yeah.
They need to come visit you.
They
You
need to
don't
come
have to have them. They just need to come visit you. That's one of the things. That's why you have bugs. Bugs are bad, but bugs are also good. They pollinate your vegetables and fruits and all that stuff. All
Well,
bugs are not bad.
yeah. Well, right now all my squash plants are same sex. I had to go.
Might have been a bad batch of seeds.
I something.
Yeah. Storm Radio said happy birthday, Miss
Thank
Jones.
you so much,
All right,
Renee.
Renee. I'm waiting on you, Renee. Just a word of advice. Come on. But until she pop up or she put it in the chat, uh, as I say, we got to do this thing for ourselves. You got to decide what you want to be, whether you want to be married, whether you want to be single, or whatever the case may be. And even if you're single, you got to pray and ask God to bless your single life as well too.
Exactly, exactly. And please, and if you're talking about getting married, just make sure you're not getting married for the wedding only.
Hmm.
I've seen it too many times. Then 3 months, 6 months, a year later, you're out. You don't go. One thing about let me put it this way: you never ever go into marriage with an if they don't act right. If don't because if you look for an if you expect an if, you will find the if.
There go that young lady right there.
Yeah.
Renee's Secret Garden. Welcome in, sis.
Hey y'all.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How y'all doing this evening?
All right, and you.
Well, I just wanted to give a little bit of advice to those who want to get married. Never ever tell all your business. Keep other people out of your business and you
That,
stay out of other
that's
folks'
not a little. That's a big.
That's
That's a
a
big.
big one.
that
That has
that
yeah.
was that was the key thing that helped with my marriage. I had to learn early on because I got married when I was 21. So we've been together for 22 years. And I had to learn early on, don't tell my friends, don't go running to my family members every time something going on.
Yes.
That just caused a lot of chaos, a
Right.
lot of trouble. Then when you and your partner are doing okay, your family's still looking at them like they hate them.
Exactly.
He just ain't no good. I
Exactly.
don't care what you say. He just ain't no good.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they'll try to talk
Exactly.
you. You will have people try to talk you out of your relationship because they're miserable. So they
Yes.
want you to come hang with them or party with them because they're miserable. And they want your marriage to fail so that
Yes.
you can be with them all the time. And you'll be sitting somewhere sad and miserable because here it is, the person that you're in love with wants to spend time with you, but you're out hanging with God knows who.
That's it. That's it.
So I just wanted to share that because I thought it was important to say.
True.
It's very important. It's
And
very
don't say little. Don't say little because that was big. That was big.
that's a big one. That's
You
a
got,
big
especially when it comes to your finances, anything, just
Yes.
keep it to yourself. Keep it
That's
to
I can
that's
yourself.
guarantee you, nobody knows my business but me and my
that's
husband.
it.
You better know that.
And then because you have to understand, believe it or not, yes, I married my husband, but I also have a relationship with his family. And depending on how I behave and I act, that will either strengthen my marriage but toward his family or weaken that marriage or whatever. See, because I
Yes.
got 5 sisters-in-law, five.
Oh Lord.
But believe it or not, I have a great relationship with all of them. I've said this before, because number one, if my husband has an argument with his sister, that is not my business, because I did not grow up with them. I don't know what was happening. I don't know any situations. So if he has a debate or argument with them, I stay in my lane and I keep my mouth closed, because it's not my business.
Right.
They never get to the point where they get physical, but they will argue. Guess what? They're siblings.
Mhm.
A sibling relationship is not the same as a married relationship, and you need to stay out of it because it has nothing to do with you.
Right.
That's how in-laws get along. Mind your own business.
I like the way you put that. Mind your business.
Mind your own business.
And I'm the opposite. See, it's a lot of brother-in-laws.
Bless your heart.
I have 5 brother-in-laws, no sister-in-laws, but all brother-in-laws. So that's a whole different ball game.
No, I got 5 sisters-in-law and 2 brothers-in-law. So my husband came from a family of 8. So, I came from a family of 6. There's only 4 of us left, but I came from a family of 6. He came from a family of 8. So there's in-laws everywhere.
Family of 1.
You only have one?
Family of 1.
But like you said, you get along with them fine, because basically you stay in your lane. If your husband, now if my husband wants to come home and tell me about the argument, I can voice my opinion, because it's just he and I.
Yeah.
But if I'm around them, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, because it's not my business.
Right. And you ain't got nothing to say until you and your husband go back home and y'all can discuss it. Y'all can discuss it.
And that's what we do. Anything we discuss about our families is just between the 2 of us.
Yes.
That's what we call it. That's what we call the pillow talk.
Yeah, there you go. Pillow talk. I haven't heard that phrase in so long. Yep, pillow talk. You should have pillow talk. Because and one more thing, as a man and as a woman, you all have to go into that relationship, letting your family understand there are boundaries with your spouse that they cannot cross. Period. There are boundaries. If I marry my husband and I love him, we're getting along great and blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, if you my sister, brother, whatever, you're not going to come in my house and cuss at my husband and act a fool. No, you need to go back to your house and do what you do. Because see, it's working over here. I don't know what it's doing over there. And I love my family. But there are boundaries. You got to have it. Now, if I'm wrong, say something.
I put it this way. When I married my wife and my mom, they bump heads all the time, because my mom, the way she looked at, wasn't nobody good enough for her son. When I took my wife to Germany, I had to sit down. I wrote my mother a 3-page letter. After I wrote that 3-page letter, they was closer than me and shoot. I could say that's my mama, but shoot, she go run to her.
Yeah.
I put everything on the line. Yeah, I know I'm your son, your only son, this, that, and another. And I said, that's my wife. I said, if you and my wife can't get along, this grandbaby, you ain't gonna never see. And I think that was the big thing right there. When I said you would never see that grandbaby, them 2 was like glue. My mama, she'll call here. The only thing I get to say is hello. Other than that, she talking to the wife. And they've been like that from 86 all the way to 2016.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a good one, Renee. I appreciate that one. I really do. Because there's so much that goes into a relationship. I agree with Jake said. He said a relationship is work. It's not hard work if you're doing the right things and you're communicating the right things, but it's work, because you have a responsibility to that relationship. If you said I do, then that means you are going to dedicate yourself and give it everything that you have, to the relationship. That's what it should be anyway. Then a lot more relationships would be stable, as opposed to like a firecracker. Light it, bam, it's gone off and it's done. It doesn't work that way. Nope.
And if you and your partner have set certain boundaries, don't cross them.
That's it.
Exactly.
I've had some situations where somebody would be out and they want me to spend X amount of dollars on something, and me and my husband, we already had set into place, if we ever spend over 100, just call each other, give a heads up or something.
Exactly.
You know what?
Same rule. We got that same.
You know what? Renee, you can ask me for $50. Jones, you can ask me for $50. You'll get it. If you ask me for more than $50, I gotta go talk to my wife.
Exactly.
So the way I look at it, why am I taking give you all my money? And then when my wife said she needs some money, she can't get. You just had $500 right there. Well, I gave wrong answer.
Exactly.
It's a minimum you can get just by me giving it to you. But if you go above that minimum, I got to talk to my wife before I give it to you.
Yeah.
Well, you should have been there the way they dogged me out, boy. You should have heard they was saying all kind of stuff. You gonna ask your man, can you spend? It's not about that. It's about respect. It's about respect.
See, when you respect a person, then you involve them in the decisions, the major decisions. Honey, money, that's a decision you need to talk about. You need to talk about. Look, between my husband and I, he said, honey, you much better with the money, because he said, because of you, we've been able to save X and X amount. He's like, you handle the money. And we get along fine. There's only one time he messed up. We didn't get in an argument about it, but I had to laugh. I was messing with him. I was like, you had me up in the store, threw my little card on the counter, and that thing said no funds. So I laughed about it because it's not something he normally does. He said, I completely forgot. I'm sorry. But it's okay, because even that happens. You have accidents. But I used to tease him. I said, I would tease him. I said, don't you ever have me in the store with my chest stuck out.
Don't have me out there getting embarrassed.
Yeah, my little card said, bloop. It said, you need another card or something. I was like, but it just so happened I had
I'm guilty.
Cash. Yeah, I had X amount of cash on me, so I managed. But you a lot of times you don't even want to deal with cash. You just want to swipe that card.
Swipe it and go.
Man.
But I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I did that once too. Because that's the thing about it, is we have two accounts, one that we use all the time, then we got the savings. And a lot of times when I give her money, my wife, just put it in an account so she can use her card. One time I didn't put it in an account, and she went through the same thing in the store. Luckily, she had money in her purse too. But I heard about it when she got home.
I know you did. Earlier you spoke about being sick. That's something that touches my family. That's a big deal. When me and my husband got married, I told him I want to be with somebody forever. I want to grow old with somebody.
Right.
I don't want just some. Once we get married, we got to work on it. And he understood that, and he accepted it, and he said the same thing. Not knowing that we were going to be hit as hard as we were hit. Because when I was diagnosed with leukemia, that was unexpected.
Right.
You got to be with somebody who's going to be with you through thick and thin, because you never know when it could hit, how it hits. You never know if the partner have to stop working. He's in construction. He broke his leg one time, and we had to work around that. So if somebody's in a relationship and they're saying they would leave if he gets sick,
I've heard it, I've seen it, and I'm like, why did you waste $10,000, $20,000, $100,000 on a wedding, and you're not gonna be there? Like I said, wedding is it's like there's this joke about the pig and the chicken, and they wanted to give the farmer a good breakfast, and the chicken said, I'm gonna give him some eggs. Why don't you give him some bacon? Well, the pigs told the chicken, well, for you it's a sacrifice. She said, for me it's a whole commitment, because he got to die.
That's different ball game.
That's it.
Different ball game. So when you go into marriage, you better be wholly committed. You got to put in everything. You got to put in your heart, your mind, your body, your spirit. It's a whole. You can't just put part in and leave out. You may as well stay out. You know, you stay out of the marriage. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Don't waste the stress of putting a wedding together and all this other craziness. Stay single.
Right.
Until you really know that, okay, I'm ready to settle down with one person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to grow old with one person. I'm ready to give everything to this one person.
And
if you haven't gotten that in your head, don't waste your time.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, like you said, Renee, back in 90, 95, 96, one of them, I thought I was going to lose my wife. She got real sick, and the bad thing, we had 2 kids, and then we started raising 3 other children that wasn't ours. It was my wife's nephews and niece. We took the responsibility of raising them too. So that was 5 children, and I'm just blown. Shoot, my wife about to die, and I stayed at. My kids never went to other people's houses. But this moment right here, we had a good friend in Hinesville. All my kids went to their house while me and the wife was going through this. And I stayed at the hospital. The only time I came home was to take a bath. I went back to the hospital. Mm-hmm. And the way the doctor talked, that's one of the reasons I thought I was about to lose my wife. She was in pain and all. And by the grace of God, she's here today.
Praise
and then
God.
Praise God.
April 7th this year, she had surgery. She hasn't fully recovered yet, but I'm slowly pushing her back on her feet so that she can start going back to what she was doing. She's coming along. She's not 100%, but I give about 80% right now.
That's great.
That's good. That's
real
good.
As soon as she hit that 100%, I'm gonna hit that 100% running up out this house.
You ain't trying to be up in the house like that.
No, I love being out. If I showed you a picture of my yard and everything, you said, "Ooh, you're pitiful." It's just that I haven't time to do that stuff. Yeah. Number one, my wife comes number one.
Yeah.
And then my grandson is number 2. But everything else, I don't care nothing about it until when she get 100%, then I'll worry about all the other stuff. I don't care whether people say, "Oh, you got a junkie around there. Your grass so high." I don't care nothing about that. Exactly. My number one goal is that woman in there. And once she get 100%, then I'll start worrying about the rest of the other stuff.
Yeah. Because my husband was there all night with me when I had pneumonia. I was
my goodness.
And that was just like a month and a half ago now. I had pneumonia, and he was there. He wouldn't leave, and he knows how I am. And when he got sick one time and he had surgery and stuff, I had strict rules. And I know a lot of people, especially, you know, they got angry with me. I told them I said, no. Now, remember my husband is a pastor, and understand people can literally love you to death. Everybody want to come and see you. Right. No, we're not having that. So I'm sure a lot of people got upset with me, but that's okay. You'll get over it. Because
you'll be all right.
When he's sick, he's my problem. I'm the one that's going through there with him. I'm the one that's spending the night. I'm the one that's running back and forth. And if they said he needed something from the house, he was in Grenada. That's like about a 45-minute ride just to come back home to get something to turn around and go back. So that's work. So you have to, like you said, boundaries, when it comes to my husband, and there is nothing more important to him. I love my children. Y'all not coming between me and my husband. Y'all got a relationship. So you keep, mine is good. Mm-hmm. You're not going to come up, my children, you're not going to come up in here and mess up what I got. I love my children. Got 6 of them.
Good grief. And I got 7. I'm right there with you.
Child. Mm-hmm.
we only got 2 legals.
Yeah, okay. We got teams.
We got two that came from her, and the other 3 that we raised.
Okay.
Well, they
But
all
then I have
count. They
You're
5.
right.
Then I
You're right. You're right, because every last one of them take money out of my pocket.
Yeah. My husband and I have a blended family. He came in a relationship with 3. I came in a relationship with 3. Now we got 3 girls, 3 boys. We got the Brady Bunch.
That's it.
Then we got 12 grandchildren. It's like 1 great grand. We had 2, and the one that's still living, he was a twin. His twin died of brain cancer. So
Oh no.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wasn't
So
even.
sorry
He was
to hear
only
that.
about 5 years old, but he's still a blessing. You know, just thank God for letting us allow to see the other one too. You know, you got to be appreciative for the time you have with everyone. You have
Yes.
to appreciate that time. You have to make the best of that time you have with people, because only thing we know about is today, and we don't even know what's going to happen 3 hours from now.
Nobody
That's a
knows.
So
You
you
never
better
know.
appreciate that which you have.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you all so much for the condolences. Yeah, but he was something special. But yeah, so you have to appreciate each other. You have to appreciate your relationship. Appreciate
Yes.
each other. Look, my husband and I both. Let's be realistic. My husband and I both have things that get on each other's nerves that we do. But guess what? They're not so big that it's going to cause an issue in the relationship. You understand
Right.
what I'm saying? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm one of those people that leave the cap off stuff. I'm sorry. I'm one of those people. that that works my husband's nerves. But he knew how I was when I met him, and we don't
Mhm.
argue about things like that. He just go behind me and say, "Sheila." I'd be like, "Oh, okay," and he just puts the cap on. And he does it.
And
He
keep
does,
going.
yeah, he does something. He has this thing about stuffing his socks in his shoes when he takes them off. And so now I've done all the laundry, and I'm wondering where are all the socks. And suddenly he's like, "Oh, they in my shoes. That burnt. You know, that gets on my nerves."
You got to
But
go searching around
yeah,
for
I
the
gotta go
socks.
searching in his shoes. But guess what? It's not so nerve-wracking that it's going to cause problems.
Mhm.
That's just who he is. I could not break him from that habit. So when you just be like, "Oh well."
Mhm.
So then
It
that
is what
means
it is.
I had to make a slight change in how I did things. So I was like, "Whoop, go check them shoes." So I go check the shoes. It's not worth breaking up about. It's
Right.
not worth yelling and screaming about. Some socks and some shoes. Really? We gonna scream and holler about socks and shoes? Come on.
I had to change because even though I've been married all these years, I still have a military mind. And when I wash laundry, my underclothes is rolled. It's
You
at
need
a
a
certain
military coat. Yeah.
size and it's rolled. My t-shirts, my underwear, I do that. When my wife washed the clothes and everything, she folded up. She just folds it and put it in there. That's too much. That's too much clothes in there. When I roll it, it's just right. But when you fold it, it takes up too much room. I
Plus,
still,
when you
started
fold it,
and I
I
started
still love you.
rolling
I
laundry.
still love you.
I
Yeah.
started rolling laundry because when my brother came back from the military, I saw him rolling his laundry when he was getting ready to go back on tour. He was getting ready to leave again. And I said, "Why you rolling it like that?" He said, "I could fit more in there." And he sat there and he showed me how to roll everything. And to this day, when I do my husband's laundry, I roll it.
Right.
And that's because my brother taught me that.
And you know what?
He
I
did.
don't have any family members that was in the military, but through videos I've seen about people in the military, guess what? I roll stuff. I just really
Because it makes sense.
and it makes sense. Plus, another thing about rolling, if you're folding and you're stacking stuff on top of each other, you can't really see what you have. But if
Right.
you roll it and it's that, you can see exactly what you have. To
Yeah.
me, that makes sense because I tell people in a minute, they say, "Miss Jones, oh, you so smart." No, Miss Jones is lazy. Miss Jones figured out how to work smart. That's
That's it.
different.
Work smart and not
That's the
hard.
whole thing.
That's
Learn
the-
how to work smart.
I'll be the first one to tell you, if I can find a shortcut, get it done faster, don't want, because I'm gonna be honest with you, laundry is boring. I hate doing laundry. But so if I can get done with it faster and you show me a better way, child, I'm on it. I'm on it.
Doing it.
I'm on
Well,
it.
well, since the wife been down, I do it all. I do it all. So,
And how has that change been for you?
Yeah.
How
well,
has that changed?
like I tell anybody, my wife is spoiled. So it's not. It's just something that I do. Like my wife, I tell her plain and simple: inside the house yours, outside the house mine.
Hmm.
I saw how much my wife does and everything. I said, I tell you what, Thursday and Friday, I'll cook. And I said, if I go out and buy something and bring it in, that's me cooking too. So,
That counts.
yeah. It's so because I did it. But
Hmm.
that's one of the things. She don't have to ask me to wash the dishes or whatever.
Because you stepped in.
I wash dishes than anybody in this household anyway. That's just me. But she don't have to. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. No.
I
No.
asked you that because well, maybe y'all can give me some pointers, but right now I'm going through this thing where I feel guilty if I need my husband's help to do something around the house.
No.
I still ask, but only when I've just reached my limit and I'm just too tired.
My wife.
Go ahead.
My wife's. Well, I guess she kind of got. Let me see. How can I say it? I started doing a lot of things, and my wife, she wanted to do something too. So she went and she said, I'm gonna remodel the bathroom.
That's a big
Okay.
job.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You
she
gonna
sound like
remodel the bathroom. There was paper on the walls and everything. So she was scraping it off and everything. And I go in, I look, I come out, keep my mouth closed. And I said, I finally said, steamer would get that paper off the wall better, right? So I went and bought her steamer so that they can take the stuff off. And even though she tried and I had to finish it, we still love each other.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of things. Well, basically, the only thing that my wife could do that I couldn't, and that's have a baby. As far as I was raised by a woman. My mom was the cook of the church. If we have 5,000 people there, there's only one cook in that kitchen. Now you can come help clean up when it's all over, but there's only one cook, and she will cook for 5,000 people.
Yeah.
So my mother taught me how to cook. I know how to iron. What is it? There's nothing that a woman do that I can't do other than have a baby.
But
So
you know
I
what?
don't feel bad if she asks me to do something. I don't play game. Yeah, you need me. We'll play like that and stuff. But
Right.
other than that, on the serious side,
Yeah.
baby, whatever you need, I got it.
Yeah.
Whatever needs done, I do it.
Yeah, and that's us. My husband knows how to cook. His mother taught him how to cook because he said she told him uh, that you might actually marry someone who don't know how to cook or whatever. Now I cook, but my husband teases me because I'm from Ohio. He look at me, he's like, you cook like you from the north anyway. So it's kind of a running joke because I think he tells me, I don't do the ham hocks and the crazy because I don't like them. But I mean, if he told me he liked
Henry
them,
Best Line, welcome in. Keep talking.
I'll
Henry
make it.
Best Line, welcome in. Tactical Skillionaire, welcome in. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. And so I tell him I don't, but he can do the things that I can't do, and I do a lot of things, and I'm like your wife, Jake, because when I was out there in the garden, I wanted a greenhouse. My mind was set on this greenhouse. He came home one day. I had bought the weed barrier. It was laid out. The wood was laid out on how I wanted it set up, and I was on my way with some tools. He's like, "What is you doing?" I said, "I told you I wanted a greenhouse." He just looked at me. He looked at me, shook his head. So I was out there doing. I turned around and looked, and he comes outside, and because he always teases me, "Give me my tools. You're not using my tools." That's just his way of telling me I'm coming to help. But he always say that. So we ended up. I had to frame up, and he came and helped me with the rest of it. So, but yeah, we both know how to do things, and sometimes you just got to be able to step in. Because like right now,
I think
yeah,
that's
I have
my
a rule.
problem.
Yeah, I have a rule. If it's gonna sit there for 6 months, Sheila gonna do it. Don't let it sit there too long. It get on Sheila's nerve. Because like right now, I found a sale on floor tiles for the master bedroom. It's been sitting there 5 months.
Uh-oh,
He
she's
gonna
gonna be
come
tired.
home. He gonna look. I got knee pads, everything I need. Get down there on that floor because I have done it before. That's just who I am. That's the part of me that says, when you fall, I'm gonna step in, and that's just how we do. You know. Yeah, but he knows I got a limit.
I think it's a personal thing with me. I just feel a little guilty. He knows I get sick a lot, and when he come home from work, I feel real guilty if I haven't gotten.
But how does he feel? How does he feel?
He's okay with it.
Okay, then stop feeling guilty.
He's okay. It's a me thing. I feel guilty because for so many years, I have done things in a particular way. And he's a little spoiled, I will admit, you know.
You spoil or he spoiled? Get it straight.
It's probably both ways.
He's spoiled. When he would come in from work, I would usually fix his plate, put it in front of him while he sit at the table, while he get adjusted. And when I started getting sick, sometimes by the time he come in the house, I'm sitting on the couch just tired, and I hate the fact that he have to fix his own plate. I try to have dinner ready, but he has to fix his plate now, and sometimes he has to like maybe wipe down a table or something. But he's okay with it. It just makes me feel bad.
Well, you know what?
That was part of my joy, is knowing that I did this.
You got to stop feeling bad, because by you feeling bad, you make him feel worse. He don't have a problem taking care of his wife, but when the wife is feeling bad because he's taking care of her, that's where a problem come in. Okay. You let that man do what he wants to do. Exactly. If he's taking care of you, just shut up and sit there. Get your rest.
He said he was in it for the long haul.
That's
so
it.
The haul. So
I just wanted to know if it's something that I needed, because it does feel bad when you're sick and you're used to doing certain
Nobody
things.
likes to be sick, but unfortunately, it's something we have to face. Yeah. I've had pneumonia. I had a stroke in 2017, and I have been diagnosed with sarcoidosis of the lungs. Like I tell people, I was like, nah, I can walk. I was like, that's why I had to give me a pew-pew. I can't run. Because it attacked my lungs. It left a lot of scarring in my lungs. So running is out of the question. I can walk a little fast, but I'm not running. See, that's why I had to get me some help. My husband laughed about it. He told me, "You so crazy."
But it's true.
I'm telling you, I said, because everybody broke and ran, I'd be the sacrificial lamb if a monster was coming after, because I'm the only person can't run. So, but he understands that. But in all those times I've been sick, actually, I was diagnosed with sarcoid in 94. This man still married me. He knew I had problems. So that told me he was in it for the long haul. So you cannot predict sickness. That's a part of living.
Exactly.
It's a part of living. You're going to be sick. You're going to have sick days. But all this should do for you, sweetheart, is verify the fact you got the right one.
That he loves you. That's
he's
it.
Still there. He's still there, and he's not complaining. He's still there. So you got a good.
He be in there singing and stuff, like whistling and like whatever.
So you got a good one, or like they say in the South, you got a good one.
Oh,
exactly.
He's a good.
I'm in Georgia, so I got a good.
You have to learn how, because it sounds like you love giving. You have to learn how to be a receiver.
And that's one of the hardest parts sometimes, even for me, receiving.
Yeah, I had to learn too.
Yeah,
I had to learn too, because when you stay single till you 40, it's all about you pretty much, because you're the only person you can depend on.
Exactly.
You have to learn how. Yeah.
But I tell you this much, Miss Renee, don't be hard on yourself.
No.
The thing to it is, your husband know your condition. You know your condition. My wife, she has surgery, and now she said, I feel a little tired. Go lay down, girl. Go lay down. She be going to the let me go watch. Go lay down. Go sit down somewhere. Get up out of here. I do this. A
Uh-huh.
lot
Because
of
it
times,
makes
a
you
lot of
feel
times
bad.
when I get off this computer at night, I go clean the kitchen up,
Yeah.
or depends on how much it is. I just take care of it then. But other than
See,
that,
yeah. I come
other
from
than,
the ironing age where you iron your clothes.
Mhm.
And my husband, I'll see him in there ironing his shirt, and I'll go in there, I'm like, what do you think you're doing? I said, if you don't get away. And I'm not, and I don't even like ironing, but I
Mhm.
love how he looks in good starch, neat shirts. And I love that.
Exactly.
And
Me too.
I told him, you don't do it the way I do it. Get out my way. And he
uh,
just looks at me and start laughing. And huh?
I'm glad I retired, because when I retired, I stopped wearing suits. I stopped wearing uniforms. If you see me in person, you'll say that man ain't got no clothes. He got the same pants on. I intentionally bought 5 pairs of pants, the same color, same style, and same everything.
Because it's
Now,
comfortable. It's for
yeah,
you.
my shirts change, but my pants, all my they'll say he wearing the same pants every day.
Yeah.
No, that's what
Yeah.
I like. That's it.
Yeah. But see, my husband, a pastor,
Mhm.
suits, right? He
I get
works
tired of wearing the suits.
he's a chaplain at a women's facility, and so he dresses a certain way. He believes in going to work not with ties, but he will wear a nice shirt and some slacks, casual or something like that. And that's him, and that's what he likes. So I'm going to help him out and stuff like that. I teased him one time. I went in there and I counted over 80 some shirts. I was like, you're going to have to downsize your closet because you're about to take over my size.
And that is not good.
No,
I,
and he downsized, but I see it slowly trying to creep back up. I might have to go back there again. Uh-huh.
I downsized my closet when I retired. And these thermal shirts, if you look at any of my videos, you'll see thermal shirts only. I just recently started last year. I took 2 of my church shirts. They're now work shirts because they're thin. Because this heat ain't been blessing us no time. It's been beating us up for the last year or
Oh
so.
yeah.
So that's the only thin shirts I got. I wear. I went in this one shop. They said, where you going today? Why you all dressed up?" I said, "I ain't dressed up." I said, "These are my work clothes. I'm out here getting some feed for the goats. I mean, for the sheep. Dressed like that?" I said, "It's just a shirt." But anyway,
Yeah,
listen, marriage is wonderful.
it
It
is.
is.
If you do it the right way, if you start out the right way and you continue on the right way
Listen,
with
don't.
communication and fully committed, not just throwing in no contingency plans or no ifs, then, or whatever that stuff. Marriage, there are no contingency plans in marriage.
Right,
You in it, if you're going to get in it, marriage is meant for life.
right.
It's
That
meant for
is
life.
absolutely correct. Death do us part. Ain't that what it said?
Yeah,
That's what
to
it says.
do us part. Another word that was caused that people hate to hear, especially women: love, honor, and obey. They hate that word. But see, you have to put it in the proper context. It's been taken
Yes.
out of the proper context. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because let me tell you something. There are some decisions that my husband and I make we totally disagree on. But there are times when, and not all the time, but there are times when I'll just go back and I'll say, I tell you what, if you really feel in your spirit and you feel that's where God is leading you and you feel that's what we need to do, then I will follow you. There are times he'll say, well, what you think? And my first response is like, look, if I answer that question, I'm coming straight out of the flesh. It got nothing to do with
You say I'm
so,
coming.
yeah, I will leave that one alone and let you handle it. Because
That's
I
it.
know. So, but
True.
I don't mind surrendering some decisions to my husband. I don't have a problem with him being taking the lead because
Right.
Mhm.
he's proven himself to be a great leader, you know.
Mhm.
And people think that's easy for a man. That's not easy for men to prove yourself a great leader to someone and your family. But Believe it or not, whether you like it or not, that's a truth. That's a biblical truth. And it is what it is.
Right.
You can either like it or dislike it. If you don't like it, whew, we'll be seeing you in divorce court from time to time.
Honor and obey don't mean that you're a slave to your husband.
Yeah, it does
It
not.
means you work it out together.
Okay. Here's Renee, here's what I learned. I learned, they say when a man takes a lead, I said, because if he's a great leader, what a great leader will do will take his talents and your talents and combine them. And then you have a strong relationship. A leader, a husband who leads is one who takes what he knows, takes what you knows, combines them to develop a strong, unified family. That's what a leader does. I don't have a problem with it.
Hey, sweet Renee, how you doing? I mean, sweet Reed.
Hey, how are you all doing? I'm glad you threw the link up. Yeah. The only reason I've been on lives this much today is because my husband's gone out of town. So I got
today or this week. Today or this week.
Just today.
Oh.
Well, see, tomorrow's my birthday, so he said he's driving back tonight because he's going out of town.
Happy birthday!
He's driving back tonight, so he can be here for my birthday tomorrow.
All right.
Happy birthday!
Thank
Yes.
you.
And he probably bringing back your gift with him.
He probably will. I don't really concern myself with birthdays and gifts and special holidays because my husband literally treats me like a queen every day. There are days he comes in with things I didn't even ask for. I'm gifted so much.
And that's what a woman that's spoiled. Because she get too much.
Wait a minute. Whose fault is that?
Hers.
You spoiled her.
She shouldn't marry me. It's her fault.
Whose fault is that? She shouldn't have married you. You'd have followed that woman from one end of the globe to the other because you knew that's what you were supposed to be to.
Compared to some of the things I met not growing up, but in my single life, that's the best one I got right there. Exactly. Out of the whole selection, that's the best one.
Yeah. My husband doesn't have to wait till Valentine's Day or all this other stuff to show me he cares. He already does. He shows me every single day and then some that he loves me. So I don't need your holidays. All that money you're spending on the holidays, I would rather have it cash in my pocket. Thank you.
Yes. Because holidays is a way for you to be broke anyway. It's meant to take money from you anyway.
That's exactly what it is. It's meant to take roses. I got rose bushes. I planted rose bushes. I got all the roses.
Okay. I got my own roses.
Yeah, I got my own roses.
Well, mine don't even play the rose thing no more. When I started working at the prison, I used to buy her real roses, and then within 2 to 3 days they were gone. So they had little plastic roses. They were about 5 inches long. Every Friday I would bring her a rose for the whole week. And she took that big cabinet that you ladies love to have up in there. Mm-hmm. She had a vase up in there, and them things were stuck all up in there, tons of them. She could have went and resold them.
You're talking about the show-off cabinet.
Yeah.
Yes.
The show-off cabinet. Are y'all talking about the China cabinet?
Yeah,
that's still a show-off cabinet.
That's the show-off cabinet. That's the show-off cabinet.
I got crystal and stuff.
All your pretty stuff.
Last time I was in Germany was in 85. No. I left Germany in 88. And I still got crystal and all that stuff still sitting in the cabinet from then. We don't never use it. It's just sitting there looking pretty.
See, I told you it's the show-off cabinet. That's it. Well, I pretty much got rid of everything show-off. I have China, and I've been thinking about getting rid of that because I'm at that point now. If it's not being used, it's just taking up space. I can't stand clutter. You want to stress me out? Have just a lot of stuff You know what I'm saying? See, that's why you know that I think some people call them tchotchkes and some people call them knickknacks, them little things. You know what cured me? My mother, because she had them, and every year there was a day when we had to take all that stuff down and wash it gently and carefully. Make sure you don't break anything, but wash it gently, and then you dry it off. Then you put all that stuff back. Oh no! I promise myself never ever.
Now let me back up. Now that's one of the reasons we don't argue or nothing, but we will fuss. Don't throw my stuff away. And my wife is bad about that. If you got it sitting right there and it stayed there for over a week or two and you ain't moved it, you must be done on it. Move my stuff out your way. Do not throw nothing away. But sometime I could be looking for something and I never see it again.
It's gone.
So the best thing. Did you see that radiator I had it sitting on the kitchen floor? I thought I told you to move it, but she threw it in the trash.
My husband does electrical works, and my laundry room was so nice. Now it's got tools and junk all over it. And I have been threatening him that he goes out of town one day and he's going to come back and all that stuff going to be gone because it's in my way. I would like my laundry room back.
You don't touch a man's tools.
Well, my husband's gotten used to it. If I need it, I'm going to go in there and use it. That's just it.
I bought my wife a set of tools, the socket wrench, screwdriver, and all that stuff. I said, "This for you." I don't know where that thing at.
Because you want to use your tools.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I bought my own tools. Ask me where my tools are. My husband took every last one. See, because here's the thing. My husband will go to the dollar store and get tools. I go and get the good stuff.
We get a dollar store when it's an emergency, when we rush and do something. But other than that, DeWalt is mine.
I get the good stuff. And I'm like, where are my tools? And he look at me and go, you mean our tools? And I give up. I don't even argue about it. It's not even worth arguing about. It's there. We're together. I tried buying pink tools, loud, neon.
That don't mean nothing.
See?
When you know how to use a tool, it don't matter what color it is.
You see, Renee? And that's how he was. He didn't care what color it was.
When I need a screwdriver, I don't care whether it's pink or yellow. It's a screwdriver. I can use it.
So I gave up. I just gave up. I just started buying regular tools and everything. So I tried to organize them. I had all the bins, all the stuff labeled. That's me, everything. And I went back there. Lord have mercy. You don't know what goes where to the what. Because he does electrical work. And then he has all these little bits and the little wires and things and stuff. Oh my gosh. I go in and out my laundry room so fast because I don't even like being in there because of the stuff.
I have to deal with the big stuff. My husband, he's a carpenter, so I'm stumbling over compressors and stuff and table saws everywhere. Like, why is this here?
Yeah.
Oh, we had to bring it in because we was doing. I don't even need to know the story. That's okay. Never mind.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's in there for a reason, y'all.
It's not worth arguing about. You just be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I just say, okay, yeah, gotcha.
Whatever.
And then
we have a shed. The tools is in the house.
I don't like. Well, I got all my stuff in the house because I don't like the shit. It's a metal shed. In the summer, it's burning up. A little AC ain't gonna do nothing in there because it's constantly burning up.
That's the same thing he said.
My tools go bad because it's so hot in there, and in the winter it's too cold to be in there.
Yeah.
I told the wife I'm gonna have to buy me a wooden shed and insulate it and everything. Then I'll stay in the shed instead of bringing all my stuff in here.
You know how they, Renee. You know how they say you pick and choose your battles.
Yep.
We already know that's one that we will never win.
Anything
Exactly.
but shoot.
Exactly.
I surrender.
Man. But ladies, I want to thank y'all for coming up. It's done been 2 hours. 2
Oh
hours
my
and
goodness.
5
It's
minutes.
been fun. It's been
Okay.
fun.
It
Tell the
has.
folks about you real quick before we go. Oh,
Renee.
now you want to come in, David Corey? What's
let
up?
the crazy.
Tell everybody about yourself, Miss Jones.
Oh, well, Sheila Jones. I'm just one of those people that pop in. I do have a channel, but again, I will say this every time. I do a lot of things, but half the time I forget to take the camera. Okay. If you see it, it's probably already done or something like that. So I forget to take the camera because that's not where my head is. When I'm doing something, I'm focused on that. But I do have a channel. But if you're interested in seeing how I built my greenhouse, it's Jones Truth. Easy to find.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Miss
Well,
Renee?
I'm Renee's Secret Garden. I do a little bit of everything, but my main thing is I'm just learning how to love
Can I stop
myself.
you for a second?
What?
Could you do your introduction?
My introduction. You like my introduction?
I like that introduction.
Oh, I got to hear this.
I like it.
All praise to the Most High, because it's by my side. I read His word, stay prayed up. I'm His chosen child, walking through the secret garden, praising His name. And I would never sell my soul for the fortune and fame. So you could sub, you could like, don't forget to share. But I'm staying true to me because I know these days that is rare. I'm a mom and a wife, 7 kids up all night. It ain't easy being creative in a big family life, but let's go.
Hey. I love that.
Casey wanted me to do it.
I love an introduction. When I watch it, I be laughing. I like that introduction.
Thank you.
Love that.
Thank
that.
you.
Y'all gonna make me try and find something fabulous, but
Now you can tell us about your channel, Miss Renee.
I just do a little bit of everything. I'm a variety channel, but the main point of my channel is that I'm learning to love myself with the new diagnosis of leukemia. And I'm just out in my garden most of the time, but I'm just trying to make the best of a tough situation. That's me, Renee.
Amen. Oh, so let me also say I'm Mississippi Zone 8, no 7B8A.
Okay.
Okay. For you gardeners out there. And Miss Renee, she's a 8. I mean,
yes, I'm in Zone 8. Yes.
8, 9, or just 8?
8, 9.
Okay, I'm 8-9. I'm J3GS Farm. I do gardening, orchard. I do some everything. Also, JGD, JGD Behaving. Hopefully, take over the B portion because I set up my YouTube. J3GS stands for Johnson's Grandsons, and since I'm gonna try to get and take care of the farm, but when it comes to the bees, I got Johnson's granddaughters. Hopefully, out of the 2 girls I got right now, I'm hoping that one of them become a beekeeper, and they behave until they get married.
That's right.
One thing they do in my area with bees is they ask you to call them so that they can be removed. They said don't kill them, they'll remove them. So that's why I don't see any bees because we got crop dusters and everything else. Yeah.
I want to thank you ladies for coming in. I enjoyed you, and I know we're gonna see you in these YouTube streets.
Yes,
That's
yes.
right.
If not early in the morning, sometime during the day, right, Renee?
That's right.
And Miss Jones gonna do a pop-up sooner or later.
Oh, my husband said, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm out here in these streets."
That's it. That's it. Everybody in the chat, I want to thank y'all for coming in. Y'all have a good day. Be blessed, and I love you. You ladies, I love y'all. Y'all have a good day.
All right, you too.